There are so many fascinating layers to Vancouver real estate right now. Unemployment, unfortunately, is on the rise. Canada's population is on the decline. There's yet another war in the Middle East, and there seems to be a new land claim headline in the papers every week. And from our perspective, one week it feels like we're flying high, and the next, well, it feels like we need a handful of SSRIs just to get through the day. Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into our Greater Vancouver Market update for March 2026. Let's jump right into it and take a look at our February stats, starting with the sales volume. Total transactions throughout the Greater Vancouver board registered at 1,648 last month. This worked out to be a 48.9% increase from January. No surprises there, as January is one of the slowest months of the year when it comes to sales volume. From a historical perspective, however, February sales were still nearly 29% below what we are used to seeing at this time of year. Listings crept up also, but only modestly, reaching 13,545 total units for sale on the MLS. This worked out to a 7.3% increase over January. And to me personally, that is a bit surprising. I thought we would see far more inventory coming onto the market last month. In fact, new listings for the month were only 7.1% above the 10-year average. And maybe that's because we already are sitting on way more inventory than what we are used to. The total listings in February were a whopping 37% above the 10-year average for the month. So with the increase in sales greatly outpacing the increase in listings, our months of inventory tightened to 8.2 MOI, bringing us a tad closer to that 6 months of inventory threshold where we start to see balanced market conditions again. And as a result of the tightening absorption rate, prices flattened a bit over the last month, with the month-over-month change being only 0.1%, and the benchmark price in the region sitting at $1,100,300. As you can see on the price graph, this is the flattest month-over-month change that we have seen since the slide began last March. A few weeks ago, I posted a video on our social feeds about the steps you'll notice in a downward market that is starting to bottom out and shift. In my opinion, the first step is an increased sense of urgency. You can't take several weeks to make a decision on a property that you like. You need to act quickly on it, probably after that first weekend of open houses. That wasn't the case a few months ago. And that's kind of how it has felt over the last month, that there has been an increased sense of urgency. But we live in a fast-moving world. A new war has broken out. Energy prices have surged as a result, along with the bond market, which has a direct impact on fixed mortgage rates. Fixed rates have gone up 40 to 50 basis points in this last week and a half alone, and it could and likely will get worse by next week. We've also been hit with some unflattering headlines coming from the federal government. For one, Canada has lost 84,000 jobs this last month, with most of them coming in the private sector, which makes things even worse. Unemployment now sits at 6.7%, and youth unemployment is at 14.1%. We also learned that for the first time in the country's history, our overall population dropped last year by just over 102,000 people. So we've got heightened unemployment, a decreasing population, and surging energy prices. All of those things are not a good combo when it comes to the housing market. So despite it feeling like things were bottoming out and the worst was behind us, we may not be out of the woods just yet. All right, that's it for me for this month. Wishing you all a very happy spring, and I'll catch you right back here in about a month's time. Take care, everyone.